I noticed that I was targeted a lot more severely, like career-ending, sabotage funds, sabotage relationships type of targeted after my last couple of videos. So at this point, yeah, I'm like, fuck it. They're coming at me hard, head on. They're not really caring anymore. It's not really covert no more. It's more of a aggressive overt, because I think they see that I'm not scared, that I don't fear. And I just wanted to elaborate how not scared of them I am and how fuck you I am to them, that I decided to make this video. And the reason that I feel like that is because they punished me severely after I dropped a video a couple of months ago, 2021, y'all. They punished me severely for that. Like, a lot has happened since then. I noticed, I went back after the damage was done and looked at when everything first started falling into place, and it was around the time that I made that first video for you guys. It really pissed them off. So I had to hit them with a second, because I know if you ain't got no haters, and if they ain't hating, you ain't succeeding, or you must not be doing something right. Anytime you win it, they always gonna hate. So again, that's the reason for this video right here. And this video right here should wake a lot of you TIs up about what to start talking about on these topics. Some, I don't know, is to throw off the real TIs, or if you are that, because they love to clone you. Like, they not literally like in a lab, like they love to act like you. They love to copy you is the right word. So this would be, if you're a TI and you actually make these videos, the reason they even upload them on YouTube and we see these videos, because they love you that much and they want to be like you that much. Anyways, on to the subject of this video. This video right here is a huge one. And this video right here is called, What is the List? The list, right? What's the list? He keeps talking about a list. What is the list? I want to stress to every target individual out there, everyone who knows target individuals or anything about it, this is the message you guys should be spreading. This is what the light should be spread on. This is what the light should be shined on. And the reason that you weren't talking about it is because it was fake, making fake TI videos to distract you and not let you guys know how to create a real movement against this thing. So even if I die tomorrow because they just are sick of me, you guys will be able to carry on this mission. The main thing you need to do is stress the list. What is the list? What list? If you're a TI, you know what I'm talking about. You know the list. Why do we not talk about the list? Why don't we even think to mention the list? I think because the first TI video was probably itself. So the list, if you don't know what the list is, I know most of you TIs do. Now let me explain for those who may be a new TI or something like that. The list is basically something that you do not want to get put on. The list is something by, I don't know who it was made by, but I believe ex-Scientologists, whistleblowers, people who are in high places, or were in high places, who no longer are, who just know information that no one can ever let out. Too high of a risk factor, so they end up on this list. This list is just called the list, quote unquote. Well, why don't you want to be on the list? What's so bad about the list, you're wondering? Well, this list here is basically your death certificate. If you get put on this list, there is a big time chance that you will not succeed in life. A very high percentage. Because you'll basically be going against the all-seeing eye. If you're on this list, the all-seeing eye, who they view as God. Okay, there's this big database, right? And this big database is like God to these people. Not us, but to these people. This is their God. It's all-seeing, it sees everything at all times, calculates super fast, like 20 brains or more in one, of the smartest people who ever have lived. It's like the best thing to them, the best invention they've ever come up with, and they worship it. They basically wanted to create their own God, these people. Now, what is wrong with them creating their own God? As you can tell if you're a targeted individual, the problem with their God this technology, AI, artificial God that sees all things, that's plugged into the internet, into these cameras, is that when it makes a decision on who to put on the list, or if someone is submitted into the list, there is no reasoning with this dang computer. There is no surrender. There is no white flag. It will just continue to attack you, make your life a living hell, and etc. until you're dead, which is why a lot of target individuals end up just killing themselves, because they're battling against some type of supercomputer and can't figure out what's going on with them. They're being bombarded with radiation from satellites, via satellite from distant places, causing trauma to their brains, causing trauma to their bodies, their actual flesh, burning sensations, the whole thing. The symptoms that you feel when hit with the frequencies from this type of torment or torture is unbearable. But you already know that. We're not talking about what a TI is. We're talking about the list and why you don't want to get put on it, and why we need to shed light on the list. Expose the list, expose the program, you see. You need to expose the list. Stop talking about what you're going through, even though it does hurt. Stop talking about that are harassing you, even though it's annoying, and start talking about the thing that made this all happen. Your name on a list. Expose the list. We all demand the list together, that you have to have clearance in the government to even see, right? F that. We want that list exposed because we know, you hear me? We know that there are innocent Americans on that list. And if we all demand that that list be revealed to the public, like we do for everything else, then we can get redeemed. We can be brought into court. We can sue. We can demand lawsuits. We can be brought into court demanding that we be removed from these type of programs. You see what I'm saying now? You feel me now? Expose the list. Forget about trying to sue this person that did damages to you and sue that person that did damages to you. Go for the whole enchilada. Go for the whole agency, the whole institution. Expose them. Expose the list. Demand to see the list. We want to see the list that we know exists. We've had ex-NSA, ex-CIA agents talk about it. We know there's a list. There are plenty of TIs that talk about it, and they're commenting right now. There are plenty of TIs that talk about the list. But why hasn't the list been exposed? Why does such a high percentage of Americans, probably the world, why does such a high percentage of Americans not know about the list? Isn't that a little fishy? Isn't that a little strange? We know that it's the community watch groups that are doing the gang stalking. But who puts the name on the list for these community watch lists to do the things that they do to Trayvon Martin and things like that, right? Who put these community watch list people in somewhat position of power? Who made them gang stalkers, right? How did my name end up on a list for these people in this group to be able to harass me? That is why you need to expose the list. Expose the list and you find out all these things. You find out how it works. Everyone, all of us, we all want to know as a targeted individual, how did I end up being targeted? How did I end up on this list? Demand to see the list. Demand to see the names on the list. That's all I have to say. I don't care if we have to write a petition, get it signed by millions. Demand the list. So, in the TI community, what I want to begin to see are people talking about the list. People exposing, people bringing light on the list. Everybody, as a whole, as a community, we have to expose this list. I ask regular people about this list, and guess what, folks? They don't know about it. I comment with you guys on my YouTube channel, and guess what, folks? You guys know about it. So guess what that means? We need to spread more knowledge about what? The list, baby. We need to spread more knowledge about the list because it brings hope. It brings faith to me and to you, and hopefully a brighter future for us. And no longer targeted, just individuals. You see what I'm saying? Just individuals living a regular life like we were supposed to, like we was before we was targeted. We can end this, but I can only do it with you. Share this video, like and share this video. I have more content on here as well. This is YNGP Station. Stay tuned for more updates. You know, I do more videos, not just on targeted individuals. I do videos raising everyone's consciousness to a higher level, getting us to a world that we would want to live in that is more fit for our children to be raised. I don't really touch on these type of videos much because there's a lot of things that have to come out before people believe me on this subject. But for those who are in this fight with me during this very real battle that we're going through right now, please help me. YNGP out.